If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. In addition to that, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. Why not check it out today? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Good day, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on what time you are listening to this and where you're listening from. I like to greet you properly. So, good day. What day is it? It is another Monday, another good mood Monday, and I hope you all are doing well. And as you see in the title, today we talking about our thoughts. What are you thinking about? Where do you stand when it comes to negative thoughts? Like, I want to encourage you today on this Good Mood Monday that you have to really take action. How can I put this without digging too deep as I start the conversation? But we really need to start attacking our thoughts at the root. I don't know who this is for today. It could be for me on the replay. However, I stand before you to encourage you that we must not allow our negative thoughts to defeat us, because as we go throughout our days and as we start this week, we got to start attacking those negative thoughts at the root, because they are one of our greatest distractions. Like, you may wake up, and by the way, waking up is a gift. Waking up is something to be thankful for, because not everyone had the opportunity to wake up today. Let's just be honest. The world that we live in, the times and days that we live in, life is definitely something to be celebrated as a gift. And as soon as you wake up and you start experiencing negative thoughts, or something just jumps in your body or your spirit and you're like, why do I feel this way? That's the first indicator that you're being attacked. And those of you that have been following me, I'm one that stands by biblical principles. I don't knock anyone else's practices because I haven't walked in your shoes. However, the shoes that I walk in are biblical principles. And today I've been studying 2 Corinthians. I encourage you, get your Bibles, chapter 10 and chapter 11. It will help you identify that not all your thoughts come from the Most High. Some of your thoughts do come from the enemy, which is the attack on your mind to keep you in perfect peace. I'm telling you, the words in the scripture today are very powerful. You know, the original sin, as I talk about all the time, was a conversation, but it was a conversation to attack the presence of abundance. And you may be in a situation today where you are living an abundant life. However, the enemy keeps attacking your mind with the areas of where you lack. So then you stay stuck. You stay in a bad mood. You stay in a bad place because you're looking at where you lack and not where you actually are abundant. Because remember, when they were in the Garden of Eden, they had everything. They were at peace. They were walking with God's presence. They had food. They had shelter. They had the beast under control. In essence, you know, the animals, they were calm. Like they could live with them to an extent. Of course, I wasn't there, so I can't really go into detail. However, what I've read is that they were living in abundance. However, as soon as they were deceived by the enemy, that's when they started to see what they lacked. That's when they felt the need to hide from the presence of the Most High. That's when they found the need to say, you know what? Something ain't right. We got it wrong. What's wrong with us? But they were in abundance. So not to go too deep. It is Monday. I know you're probably like, okay, Miss Lex, what you trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, don't allow the enemy to steal your joy today. Don't allow the enemy to attack you in your mind when you start to think of what you lack. That will keep you in a place of confusion. That will keep you in a place of stagnation, honestly, because you will allow those thoughts to make you feel as if you're not in a good place, or you can't be in a good place, or you can't win. And that is the whole idea of the enemy messing with you. Understand, those thoughts are not of God. And I will encourage you today, as soon as those thoughts come to your mind, and let me give an example. This could be for you right now. You're like, oh man, I'm good. I'm thankful. However, I don't have XYZ, or I'm not sure what I should do, or yeah, God allowed me to get here, but I'm not there. Okay, well, let's not concentrate on what you don't have. Let's concentrate on what you do have, so that you can have a day of peace, so that you can have a day of understanding that what you lack, God will fulfill. God will take care of. He knows where you stand. He knows where you are. And the position that you're in is preparation for where you're going. However, if you get distracted by the negative thought and it keeps you stuck, then you've already given the power to the enemy. That's the whole idea as to why he's attacking your thoughts. I don't know who this is for today, but I'm encouraging you today to start looking at those negative thoughts that are holding you back. If he said that you are more than a conqueror, that applies to everything that you're doing. If he said that you are made in his image, that applies to everything that you have going on. So I encourage you to get in your word today and, get in a good mood. Shake that thing. I don't know if you had a great weekend, or you could have had a weekend. However, today is Monday. And it's time to shake that thing. It's time to get focused. It's time to prepare for your work week. It's time to prepare for this could be a vacation week for you. Enjoy it. Whatever you were going through, be in perfect peace. Be in a good mood on purpose. Smile at somebody today. Smiling is a gift. It's no need in being angry and cranky because you're warring in your mind. Cast down that imagination and give it to the Most High. One thing that I will leave with you on this Good Mood Monday is that negative thoughts don't come from the Most High. Negative thoughts are an attack from the enemy within. They are the thoughts that will keep you stuck. I keep saying it because this is for somebody today. This might be for you right now. And if it's not for you, please share it for someone that you know suffers with repeating negative cycles in their mind. Because we trying to win, y'all, and we not going to win if we keep warring within. Of course, today you might be good, but tomorrow that very attack I'm talking about might show up. What you going to do? You going to allow it to win? I'm not saying you perfect. We all made out of people. Trust and believe. This is for me on the repeat. However, we must not allow those negative thoughts to attack us and take us back to the Garden of Eden. It happens to us often. So I'm just standing before you to share with you that the word can help you get through these negative thoughts, because there are over hundreds of scriptures that talk about the mind in the thought process and how powerful our thoughts can dictate and or control our day. And I just want us to be in a good mood, literally. You have to fight for that good mood sometimes. It ain't gonna come naturally. Why? Because it's always a constant war. And, before I get off of here, I do want to thank all of those that helped celebrate my little one's birthday last week. I do apologize for the absence on March 6th, but March 6th was a miracle day for me as of 2016. I had my daughter, and she was born at 1 pound. And this kind of ties into the conversation. My daughter being born at 1 pound, there were so many negative thoughts. There were so many negative things that were going on in my life at that time that I could have allowed the enemy to steal my joy for the birth of my child based off of what I was experiencing. However, I was casting down my imagination daily. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because trust and believe, that was a hard time in my life, which is why I take celebrating every year of her life so seriously. It's so much fun for me. It's so exciting because I go back to the day that I was laying on the bed upside down, literally, for about 3 days, about 2.5 days, I'll say, because it was nighttime when I went into labor, but I was in labor for a week. And mind you, I was 23 weeks because she was born on exactly 24 weeks day. And one of the doctors asked me if I was willing basically to let her go. I don't want to use the trigger words, but letting her go starts with an A and another word. And at that moment was when I had to go in immediate prayer. And I was like, no, she has life and she will live. So now, 7 years later, I thank God that I didn't allow the negative thoughts of the reality of a doctor that didn't have the same faith as me distract me from her life, because they told me she would never walk. They told me she would not see. They told me that she would not, basically she was going to be a vegetable the majority of her life, where she wouldn't be able to live a functioning life. And I don't know who this is for today, but trust the plan that God has for you or what you can handle. Some people may have been able to handle their child being in a position of, you know, how can I word it? In the condition of where she wasn't able, basically in a handicap or a retardation or whatever. I was prepared for all of that. I didn't know how my child was going to go home. However, I had the faith that God did not give me too much that I could handle. And I stand before you with a testimony 7 years later, a week and 7 years later, that she's fine. She breathes beyond her grade level. No, she's not perfect. No child is. However, she's perfect to God because she's his child. And whatever obstacle that you may be facing today, know that if you put your faith and your trust in the Most High and not what you see or not what you're thinking, or you don't allow those negative things, trust me, the reward is great. Like, God's got you and He can help you get through anything. I kid you not, I didn't know what I was going to do 7 years ago at this time. Literally, she had been sent to the hospital on March 9th. She was transferred from her original hospital to her second hospital because they weren't able to get her feedings and everything. So, and at that moment, that's when she was diagnosed with a mental illness because she had a brain bleed. And I was just like, okay, Father, this is my journey. This is what we're going to do. I'm not sure how this is going to happen or how we're going to get through this, but I'm going to trust you. And we went through several surgeries. We went through a lot of things. And I was definitely a single mom at the time. Her dad and I, we were trying to get it together, but that wasn't happening and we had a child. So it was a lot going on. So I'm not trying to go back down memory lane with you. However, I am trying to encourage you on this Good Mood Monday that all things are possible through the Most High, but you must go through his son, Yahuwah Christ. We must do that. I say the names in that order so that you can understand that that's what I call him, but others call him, Christ. And I say that so you know who I'm talking about. We're not here to debate all of that. I know what I believe. So again, I encourage you to be in a good mood today. Shake that thing. Smile at somebody. Make this the best week of your life. Make this the best day of your life to start. Get your plans in order. Stay focused. We winning together, y'all. It's Good Mood Monday. And of course, pray for somebody in front of you. Pray for someone behind you. You never know. Your prayer may save their life. That's whether you're in line or in the car. Wherever you are and you're around people, let your light shine. Okay? So again, make this the best day of your life. And until next time, good day.